Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is SarahElizabeth. I hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, we have some laundry motivation, getting it done on a Sunday, mainly because I did not get it done during the week on Thursday and Friday like I usually do. So I'm catching up on the Sunday. I'm also baking some cookies for my Babu's birthday. So I have a cookie recipe in there, which you can easily find online. We tweak it through the years, but it's pretty basic. So if you guys are into that for today's video, we're keeping it a little bit more low-key with the laundry, but still super motivating. Consider giving this video a thumbs up or subscribing. So it's a Sunday, and of course I let the laundry get out of hand for this week. Typically I like to do my husband's laundry, my laundry on Thursday, my son's laundry on Friday, and I catch up on like the blankets, the sheets on Saturday, so that, you know, I have some time to myself with my family and friends, but that is not the case. You're going to see I have a whole bunch of different wardrobe changes because technically I started laundry, I want to say sometime on Saturday, and finished it on Sunday. So I'm in jammies, I'm in comfy clothes, I'm in like cleaning clothes, just a whole bunch of different stuff. But you guys can see I have multiple loads of laundry getting done simply because I was behind. So I don't know who needs to hear it. If you have things left over in your washing machine or your dryer, get to it, get it moving, get a load or two done so you don't forget it there and then have to rewash it because it's been sitting there too long. So on my weekends, I usually like to keep it pretty low-key. I'm usually hanging out, obviously, with my family, my friends. This particular Sunday, we were actually celebrating my grandfather's birthday. His birthday was on March the 22nd, turning 86. God bless him. But we all kind of got together on Sunday and did, you know, a nice meal together. We just celebrated with some cake, spending time, exchanging stories, the usual. Whatever goes on in a Portuguese family. I wish I had footage, honestly, because as it sounds like we're arguing while we were like cutting the cake and stuff like that. It was a good time. We weren't arguing, we were just being loud, but it's just one of those things I wish I had filmed because it was just hysterical. But such is my life. So usually Saturdays and Sundays are for family, so I'm doing my best to catch up with what I need to for the week. But I don't know about anybody else, when I don't keep on top of laundry, it's the mad dash to get it done for the week, especially for myself being a nurse. I need my scrubs, and my husband needs his work clothes, so all of that had to get done. But usually I'm better about being on top of it. Do you guys have a specific laundry day? Are you doing laundry every other day? Go ahead and leave that down below. I'm interested to see people's schedules because I know some people are very particular, and then there's some people who just, you know, do it when the pile gets too high. So for this recipe, I'm going to have the link down below. It's basically the recipe from the Hershey site. It's the double chocolate chip cookies that I'm making for my Vavu. It's a cookie that he absolutely loves. He had requested actually a few times over a couple of years back, so I decided to make that for his birthday because he really didn't want anything. You guys are going to see I'm kind of making a mess pretty much everywhere and anywhere, but it turns out okay. I think they turned out pretty good. But typically on Sundays, if I am catching up on laundry or, you know, doing other tasks in between, I like to either meal prep for the week, bake cookies, bake muffins, banana bread, something like that to kind of keep me busy and just have a little sweet treat for later that day or later on in the week for my family and I to enjoy. Is there something you guys look forward to on Sundays? Is it just kind of relaxing? Is it, you know, baking, cooking, just drinking coffee? I always like to see what people's routines are or what they do to relax on the Sunday. So what I like to do in terms of greasing those pans is just use the little butter packets that you get, because I had to use 2 sticks of butter, so I use the little packaging and I just grease down the pans. It's a cool trick because I think a lot of people would just use the pan spray, or they'll take olive oil and brush it, but it's just, you get good use out of the butter packet that way. Instead of just throwing it out, if you need to grease something, that's the easiest way to do it. This way it's pre-greased if you don't already use a liner, and good to go. So just a little tip or trick. It's something that I learned through the years that some people may find helpful. So I was trying to roll out this dough, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think when I used to make this, I used to chill it in the fridge. It doesn't call for it in the recipe, but it's a good idea to do. It's easier to form the little cookies. This is supposed to make like 4 dozen cookies, but I didn't do the portion size at all. I kind of made them on the larger side. But it still made about, I don't know, probably close to 25 cookies or so. So he had 2 plateful of cookies to enjoy at his house for his birthday. So I just popped that in the oven, and it only calls for 8 to 10 minutes. But for my oven, I remember for this recipe, I did keep it for about 12 minutes or so. Just it took a little bit longer with my oven for the cookie to set. But just keep an eye on it. It's something, if you're going to follow the recipe linked down below, keep an eye on it with your stove and test the cookie. Sometimes it either comes out too soft, it's not ready, or it can overbake. It's that little fine medium you need to find, and that's the joy of baking. Either you're following it to a T, or you have to tweak it just slightly. So this is the finished product, my beautiful cookies. Although my cousin and her fiance were quick to share, they look like hamburgers. I mean, I see it. Yes, they do look like patties. They look like hamburgers, but they tasted better. I mean, if that's any consolation. But I did use light brown sugar in this recipe. If you use the dark brown sugar, it does give it a darker consistency, or the darker chocolate chips. Again, I don't bake 24/7, but it's something I enjoy dabbling in. So it was fun to make the cookies, but do you guys have a favorite cookie? For me, I love chocolate chip or snickerdoodle, but these are also pretty delicious too. But I don't know if you guys have a favorite recipe or cookie. And I apologize if I'm sounding a little congested during my recording. Allergy season here is in full swing, even though you could never tell I have allergies because I'm doing a big no-no when it comes to allergies. I have all the windows open in the house, but it's to air it out. I love having the fresh air, but with the fresh air comes the pollen, so hence my voice sounding like this, but that's okay. It is what it is. So back to the laundry, I am using Tide. Primarily I use Tide Downy, and usually we use Purex. I think that's the name of it for the colors, and it does a really good job. The only time I use the bleach is for the whites, and it works really, really well. But for me, when I'm dividing up the clothes, my husband thinks I'm nuts, but I do have my darks versus my light colors. I have whites separated, I have towels separated. There's a method to my madness, but it makes it easier for me to kind of wash everything in sections and fold everything in sections. I'm a little bit more calculated that way. Do you guys have a specific routine when you're washing your clothes, or do you guys just throw in whatever's a color, whatever's white kind of just goes in together? Leave that down below. I know some people aren't as picky as I am, but for me, I prefer a certain routine, I guess, with respect to my laundry. And really, I'm the only one that does it. My husband he takes on other projects in the house, but laundry is not one of his favorites.
Tenho esse mar todo, todo pra olhar. Tenho as estrelas infinitas pra contar. Tenho o sol brilhando e os patos nadam em par. Meus passos vão mostrando o prazer de observar as flores no caminho. É agrado que Deus deu.
So after getting most of the laundry done, I want to say that's like the last big round of laundry that I have in there. I get to folding everything. You guys will typically see the piles on my couch, and that's pretty typical for my household when I'm folding laundry. I'm usually good about folding it. It's the putting it away part that I'm not so great about. Honestly, the laundry does make its way upstairs, which yay Sarah. However, it stays sometimes on the bed, on the trunk, on top of the bureau, and it just doesn't make it to its home. So if you're somebody that's like myself that folds it but doesn't put it away, put your laundry away. Be good, be better than I am. Bring it to its home. Everybody likes to go home. Each piece of clothing has a home, whether it's in the drawer, in the closet, but honestly, don't leave it in the pile on the floor or leave it sitting on the bed to get wrinkled. I'm really trying to be better about that this particular year because that's a really bad habit of mine. I figure once it's folded, I do make myself put it away pretty quickly because if not, it will sit there, and that's just a bad habit from my teenage years. So be better, put it in its home.
Tenho esse mar todo,
So again, you guys are going to notice another outfit change. So the laundry pretty much got done within 2 days, but putting everything away, including my son's clothes, my clothes, that was done on Monday. Strictly because I didn't have time that night. I was exhausted and I had a little bit of energy coming home from work, and honestly, again, I don't want to leave piles of clothes everywhere. I want to be better, and I want to set that example for my son to know when the clothes are clean, we put them away. We don't just leave them everywhere. So as you guys can see in my son's closet, he's got a lot of stuff hanging, hanging up in there. I do have to go through that. There's quite a bit that he's outgrown that I do want to donate, and I have to get his spring clothes ready. Spring has sprung in New England, as I mentioned before, so we're definitely having warmer weather. You can see I'm in a tank top, so I have to start going through his clothes and reorganizing that. You can't tell, but I do have the little tags in the closet for the 18 months, 24, 2T, 3T, divided up. And I also have some clothes in his bureau that I need to go through. Primarily, I have it, set up socks, pajamas, pants, things like that. So eventually I'm going to film a video of organization and what I'm giving away, but I try and donate things that don't fit him rather than just keep it, for sentimental reasons. For the most part, if it's in decent condition, I'm going to donate it, whether it's to Goodwill, to the daycare. And I usually encourage people to do the same thing because there's so many people out there that could use it. And honestly, I feel like we've all been there where sometimes we just need that little extra help, or, just to have something that you don't need to spend money on as a gift or, as a hand-me-down. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a really good way to save money and to save memories sometimes, especially if you have siblings. Alright, so this is bringing us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed and had some serious laundry motivation. I hope you were able to get something in the washer, maybe take those clothes out of the dryer, get some ironing done, or maybe just put clothes away. Maybe you got some baking inspiration. Either way, I hope I made your day a little bit better. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider subscribing or giving a thumbs up. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Bye!